Hello! This is the most casual video ever because I'm in my bed because it's the comfiest place to be. But if you couldn't tell by the title, this is my baby names that we love but we're not using. So if you didn't know, I'm currently 28 weeks pregnant with our second baby girl. We have picked her name and her middle name. So I'm going to share the ones that we considered using but we are not using this time around. So my daughter's name that's currently born is Layla, and the new baby's name is Top Secret. So these are the names that come close. I'm going to go through 10 girls ones and 10 boys ones. All right, I've got them all written down. Our first girl's name that I love but we're not going to use is Poppy. This was going to be Layla's name if Layla wasn't Layla. I really loved it because I had a really close connection with my Poppy and I wanted it to be sort of a symbolic name like that, but we would have spelt it P-O-P-P-I. So she was going to be Poppy Valentine, but obviously we ended up going with Layla. So that was our first name. Second one is Hazel. I literally love this name, H-A-Z-E-L. I really love this name, but again, it just wasn't the right fit for this baby. Next one is Sari, S-A-H-R-I. I really like this. I know that it's a bit of a nickname more than a name, but I would like it as just a name. Jake was not on board though, so got the can. Next one is Elkie. I'm gonna say I love this. I love this name to every name because obviously these are baby names that I love. But Elkie was another name that was a top contender. But didn't work out. Autumn. This name was my name that I had on my baby list from when I was like 15, and you know how girls, well I did, had baby name lists on their phone of what names they wanted to name their kids one day. I always thought I'd have a daughter named Autumn, but here we are. I've got a Layla and our next one's not going to be Autumn. Next one is Lake. If we didn't have an L name already of Layla, this baby would be Lake. I actually considered this name also for Layla, but it was a little bit out there for us. Jake wanted something a little bit simpler, so yeah. Next one is Maple. Just how pretty is it? To start with, we considered this as a middle name for Layla, but Layla Maple Lockett. But it just didn't flow as nice as Layla Valentine Lockett, so no Maple. Next one was Winter, and if you know me, Winter and Poppy were like my other two names of what Layla was going to be, but yeah. Just how Winter is, W-I-N-T-E-R, amazing. Just such a beautiful name. I think it's so pretty. Bonnie was another one. Jake, again, wasn't on board with this name. Names for us are really difficult as well because I worked in childcare for 7 years and, you know, you just know a lot of children that have had that name and they have an associated person. So it's really hard to find names that you don't have an association with, or you don't associate with being that sort of person. But yeah, Jake was no go for Bonnie for this reason. And Romy was our last one. I don't even think I brought this one up with Jake. I just didn't love it as much as I loved the other ones. So there is our 10 girl names. Now I'm going to go into boy names. Alright, first one off the bat is Luca. If our firstborn was a boy, it was Luca. It was always going to be Luca. If we do have a boy, the middle name will be Edward because that's Jake's middle name and he would like that to be continued. So it was going to be Luca Edward Lockett, but we ended up with girls. So yeah, L-U-K-A is how we would have spelt it as well. Next one is Reef. I actually did look after a little boy with the name Reef, but I fell in love with the name and I hadn't heard it before and I thought it was really pretty. Pretty for a boy. Anyway, now I've seen so many people use this name and they've also used it as like a middle name. So I don't know. I still really love it. Jake was just never on board. Next one is Finn. I don't know. You know what? This is probably on me, and if Jake watches this, he's going to be like, what the hell? Is that the reason you like that name? But I have like an unhealthy obsession with Matthew McConaughey and an unhealthy obsession with the movie Fool's Gold. And his name is Finn in that, and I think that's where my love of the name Finn come from. Not gonna lie. Next one is Taj. Jake has a friend called Taj, but we still really loved the name, and me and Jake were competing between Taj and another name if this baby was a boy. But yeah, I don't think we should do it because Jake's friend's called Taj, even though that he said he'd be okay with it. But yeah. Next one, another one of Jake's friends is Bede, but I used to look after a little boy called Bede as well, and I thought it was a really cool name, just spelled B-E-D-E. We used to call the little baby that I looked after Beady Baby, and I thought it was just really cute. I was like, Bede's a cute name. I like it, but yeah. Next one is Knox. I just think this name's overused now, but then again, it is a beautiful name. And I love it. And if you have a child named Knox, I like your kid's name. Next one is Bo and Noah. Again, pretty common names. Jake has a nephew called Bo, so we wouldn't do it for that reason. But I really love the name Bo, just spelled B-E-A-U. And Noah, we don't know any Noahs, but I don't know. Again, I just don't think it was a top contender, but we really liked it enough to put it on this list. The last two is Hudson. I really think Hudson is such a cute name, and they can go by Huddy when they're little. I like that. My very last name that I'm obsessed with for a boy is Eli. I think it's just such a simple name, and that's sort of what my vibe is I love names that are like simple but still nice. They're not like too basic, but they're not too trying to be out there. But yeah, so that's our names. Obviously, Layla is a very simple name, but I think with the middle name Valentine, it spiced it up a little bit. It sounds really pretty. It's like a simple but pretty girl's name. And our next little one is very much along the same lines. It's a very simple name, but it's pretty, and yeah, I think yous will see. Yous will wait and see. But yeah, that's my 10 girls' names and 10 boys' names that we loved but aren't using.